How's it going, everybody? This is StrangeVoodooTV. I'm Buddy Strange, and I just took a shower, so I am feeling ready to give you some picks. After last week, oh boy, am I ready to get that behind me and give you some picks today for the NFL Weekly Pick'em. If you want to pick against me, link is in the description below. You can pick against me every week and see how you can do. If you want to, that is available. But before we start to pick who we think will win this week's matchups, I do want to say that my win of the week and my loss of the week and my players of the week. So my win of the week is kind of difficult because you have the Lions, the Browns, and the Bills. So my win of the week is going to be the Browns, though. Are you kidding me? The Browns' first win since, 2016? Was it 2016? Win against the Chargers? Barely. This win was actually, this win was a very good win for them. They pretty much controlled the game after halftime, after Baker came in. Spoiler alert, rookie of the week. But anyway, that was a very good win for the Browns, so I'm going to have to give them the win of the week. And an interesting stat before I move on to the loss of the week, an interesting stat I saw about Hugh Jackson is that in his career, in his NFL head coaching career, he is 0-35-1 on Sundays, 0-35-1, but on all other days of the week, he is 3-1. Are you kidding me, Hugh Jackson? That's actually a weird stat. He's never won on a Sunday. Hugh Jackson in his whole head coaching career, that's the Raiders and the Browns, I believe. I don't think there's any other teams. He's 0-35 on Sundays, but 3-1 on all other days. That is crazy. That is a crazy stat. But anyway, my loss of the week could be the Patriots, could be the Vikings. I'm going to have to give it to the Vikings. I mean, even the Lions had a chance, but to me, the Bills had zero chance. I think they ruined 64% of people's pick'em leagues and stuff. It's something crazy on CBS.com or something. But yeah, they ruined 64% by winning against the Vikings at Minnesota, which was crazy. No one could have predicted it. I'm sure someone did, but they had to be a Bills fan because that's the only way. Or a Packers fan just wanted the Bills to win, so they picked them and didn't really believe in it, but it happened anyway. And yeah, that's definitely the loss of the week, the Vikings. Whew. I don't know how you can live with yourself after that one. Kirk, we're looking at you, Kirk. Only 6 points? Come on. Anyway, my players of the week, for offensive player of the week, Drew Brees. He scored all over the Falcons, and he's definitely the one who won him the game, especially with that leaping ability, showing that Walter Payton-style leaping ability over the line, that LT leaping ability, and scoring that final touchdown to get him in the lead and give him the win. For defense player of the week, it's Matt Milano of the Bills. He was definitely a big part, big key factor in that win against the Vikings. I think he had a fumble recovery and a sack and an interception, which was crazy. That's like Khalil Mack type numbers. So yeah, had to give him that, especially because they won. The special teams player of the week is Blake Countess of the Rams. He blocked a kick and recovered it for a touchdown against the Chargers in the Battle of LA, and that was definitely a key factor in shifting momentum for the Rams and winning them the game. For offensive rookie of the week, we have Baker Mayfield, no question about it. That guy came in and played like an absolute pro. He didn't score a touchdown, it wasn't fancy and all that, but it was definitely some great play and something he can build off of, especially with him starting this next week. And hey, you never know, they may have just picked the quarterback of the future in this past draft. And defensive rookie of the week, we're going to give it to Derwin James. He got a pick in the red zone, 8 tackles, something like that. He was, even though they lost, he was a big factor on keeping them in the game, especially with Joey Bosa out and several others that just weren't playing fantastic. He was playing pretty good football, and I'm going to have to give it to him for this week. And all right, guys, into the picks. Let's get started. Thursday Night Football, that's actually a good one on paper, but may not be a good one live. We have the Vikings versus Rams, and they're hot. Well, the iron's hot. I'm going to have to put my eggs in it. What? But don't put your eggs in one basket. I don't, I don't know. Vikings, I can't see how they are not demoralized after last week. I think the Rams get it, especially with that defense. Although Keeb Talib was put on IR, and Marcus Peters is, I think, either questionable or doubtful. It's not looking good there, but they do have Nickel Roby, Sam Shields. They have some pretty damn good backups, so I wouldn't say I mean, they're missing a lot, but I don't think they're as bad off as some other teams who, if they lose their starters or even just one, they're in deep shit. So I think the Rams can pull it out. And I think for the fourth week in a row, they go up into the 30s. Barely. I think they win 30-17 over the Vikings. Yeah, I think the Rams have got this one. Although with last week's picks, anything's possible. And the league is, wow, incredible. This year is topsy-turvy for sure. But I'm going to go with the Rams. Okay, starting with the Sunday games, we got Bengals-Falcons. I picked Bengals last week. They didn't win. I picked against the Falcons and they lost, so alright, that was one of my good ones. Bengals played hot in the first two games and then kind of pulled off in this last game. I'm gonna have to go with the Falcons. I think the Falcons win at home. I think Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones just rip it up. And is Devontae Freeman supposed to? I think he's not back till like next week or the week after, but still, I believe in Tevin Coleman. And without Joe Mixon on the Bengals, I mean, Andy Dalton will give them a game, but I think the Falcons will get this one, even with a torn apart defense. I think they get it 24-13 over the Bengals. All right, next game, Buccaneers-Bears. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Buccaneers-Bears. Buccaneers almost came back. FitzMagic. Fitz got his magic back. Old FitzMagic came back in the second quarter and just barely almost won him the game. And to me, he definitely would have won him the game had Godwin had hands. Oh man, Godwin dropped that touchdown that in the end cost them because they had to kick a field goal, and if they got that touchdown and an extra point, they would have been up by one at the very end, 31-30. So man, Godwin, come on, man.
Come on, man.
But anyway, the Bears looking pretty good. Trubisky's looking average, but the Bears definitely have a defense. The Buccaneers definitely have an offense, so that'll be interesting, especially with Khalil Mack coming off the edge, to see if, how FitzMagic continue his pace of 400-yard games. Oh man, he was the first to throw 400 yards in 3 consecutive games. If he can do it in 4, that is mega impressive. I don't think he does that, but I do think they win, and I think they win 28-17 over the Bears. All right, the Lions-Cowboys. The Lions coming off a very impressive win over the Patriots, nonetheless. Matt Patricia getting revenge on Uncle Bill and that Patriots team. And then the Cowboys coming off a tough loss to the then winless Seahawks. Now have one under their belt since winning against the Cowboys. The Cowboys showed a lack of offensive game planning that really, really hindered them, and their defense didn't show up to their best of their ability either. This is going to be a hard one for me, but I think the Cowboys get it at home very barely. Very barely. I think they get it. I think they get it 20-17 over the Lions. I think the Lions do give them a game because they have momentum, but I don't think they necessarily break that barrier. All right, Bills-Packers. Ooh, if the Bills can pull out another one, that would be insane. However, I don't think so. I think the Packers, after losing the Redskins, oh man, they are mad, especially how it went down. I think they come out big, especially at home. I think they come out with a 35-9 victory over the Bills. Oh man, and I swear, if Clay Matthews gets another roughing the passer call on Josh Allen, oh man, you better believe the league's gonna hear it, and they've been hearing it already, and as well as they should. All right, we got the Houston Texans and Indianapolis Colts next. The Texans looking terrible. For some odd reason, I thought they were going to be good. The Colts, who I thought were going to be average, pretty much are 1-2. I think they're about to be 2-2 though. I think the Texans, they'll give them a game, but ultimately Andrew Luck will do his thing, and I think Darius Leonard and that defense, that young defense, is going to overwhelm Deshaun Watson and the Texans offense, and I think the Colts win 26-10 over the Texans. Next up, the Jets versus the Jaguars. This is actually an interesting game, being that the Jaguars lost to the Titans of all teams. I definitely didn't guess that. And the Jets kind of coming off a loss to the Browns. They've got to be hurting, but so are the Jaguars, because they were expected to win against the Titans. But I think the Jaguars, being at home and against the Jets, who, according to Jamal Adams, even though it's been taken back, according to Jamal Adams, didn't have a game plan for Baker Mayfield. So I think after last game, he may be underestimating Blake Bortles, who will come out hot, of course, and rip up their Jets secondary. But anyway, no, I think the Jaguars win, and I think they will win 27-20 over the Jets. All right, the Dolphins Patriots. This is a very interesting one, especially since it's at Gillette Stadium. The Patriots coming off some tough losses. Dolphins are red hot, 3-0. I cannot pick this one and not feel like it should have gone the other way. But I'm going to have to go with the Patriots because they're at home. I think the Dolphins will get their first loss. I think the Patriots are looking to rebound, although I don't see them, going 11-5 this season, 12-4, 13-3. I don't see them having a huge. They might go 11-5, 10-6, but I don't see anything higher than that, especially with the way their defense has played. They don't have a running game. They're basically putting it all on Tom Brady, which, yeah, arguably they've done it before, but not when he's 40, and they pretty much have had a consistent running game. Even Ben Jarvis Green Ellis had over 1,200 yards. It's crazy. But anyway, they don't have a run game, but I think the Patriots pull one out against the Dolphins, and I think they do it 20-14 over the Dolphins. So they barely squeak one out, but I think they do end up getting it. I think the Dolphins will commit too many mistakes. I think that's what's going to cost them. It's not going to be that the Patriots necessarily played better. I think it's because the Dolphins will hurt themselves, either by fumbling a punt. Ryan Tannehill's going around the right side rushing after a read option, and he fumbles out of the back of the end zone or something. Something's gonna happen. A stupid dropped interception, or some reffing. I don't know. I was wrong on a majority of them last week, so maybe I'll be wrong on this one. I'll be okay with that. Anyway, Eagles-Titans up next. I think the Titans had a good win, but I think the Eagles definitely did have a good win. Carson Wentz is back. And winning Wentz, that behind that arm, anything is possible. He looked not as good as he did last year, but especially with all that time off, he did look pretty good considering. And I think with another game, he goes into Tennessee, right into Nissan Stadium or whatever it's called now, LP Field. It used to be, I think it's Nissan Stadium now. Anyway, they go into Nissan Stadium and they take care of business, and I think they do it at a score of 34-13 over the Titans. Seattle Seahawks versus Cardinals. That's the Cardinals actually played pretty good against the Bears. I'll have to give them that. The Bears, playing pretty solid. They did give them a game. They lost, but they gave them a game. The Cowboys losing to the Seahawks last week, so the Seahawks actually have a win under their belt, which I didn't think would happen, but it did. However, I think the Cardinals barely squeak one out. I think, and it's not just because of Josh Rosen. Actually, I don't think he makes a huge factor in this game, but just like Josh Allen coming in, I think it's something different from the norm. I think it provides a little spark, and I think behind, Rosen is David Johnson, and I think after not utilizing him to the best of their ability last week, I think they realized their mistakes, and we're watching the tape in the film room, and they come out and they give him the ball early, they give him the ball often, and I think David Johnson will prove to be the key factor in winning, and Chandler Jones is going to rip their offensive line apart. But anyway, I think the Cardinals win, and I think they do it at a score of 13-6 over the Seahawks. All right, the Browns versus Raiders. Baker Mayfield's first official start against a bad Raiders team, a bad Raiders team. They finally got a sack last week, so, you know, there's that. But yeah, they got out to a hot start, and then Derek Carr threw pick after pick, and just, oh man, not good, not good. I think the Browns have a spark, man. I know me picking them probably means they're going to lose, and if I pick the Raiders, they would win. But I'm just going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do it. I fully believe that Baker Mayfield has the qualities needed to lead this team to victory, especially over the Raiders, who aren't looking too hot. I think the Raiders go to 0-4. Maybe next week they'll get it. Maybe. But I think the Browns win, and I think they win 21-10 over the Raiders. All right, 49ers Chargers. 49ers losing Jimmy Garoppolo. Oof. Major. Oof. Oh man, shoot, the groundskeeper has to be fined like $70,000 because the turf took him out. Are you kidding me? Turf landed too hard on him, put all the weight on him. Oh man. Oh god, I hate officiating today. Come on, NFL. Fire Goodell, make it right. Come on. Anyway, Garoppolo's out, which sucks. I mean, for the Niners and him and all the 49ers fans hoping for a good season, because now, I mean, Beathard's good, but yeah, I mean, he's no Nathan Peterman, that's for sure. So you can be happy about that, but he's not Garoppolo. And I think the Chargers squeak one out. Maybe not squeak one out. I think they do it kind of convincingly, but I think 27-17 over the 49ers. All right, the Saints versus the Giants. Yeah, no question here. I think it might actually be pretty close. I think the Giants give them a game, and I think the Saints do ultimately win. Their defense is, wow, I would have thought at the beginning of the season, if you asked me how the Saints defense was going to do, I was going to say they're going to be lights out, top 10 at least. But no, they have not been that good, and that's not good for them, but it's been standard for them for the past, 15 years or whatever. Their defense hasn't been great. They were pretty good last year, but that was, perhaps an anomaly, an outlier in the statistics. I think the Saints, though, they win 35-30 over the Giants. I think Saquon Barkley runs out of his mind. I think Eli Manning gets a few good tight passes in to Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard, all that good stuff, Evan Ingram. But anyway, I think the Saints win 35-31. All right, the Ravens versus the Steelers, the ultimate AFC matchup, considering how brutal these games can end up. The Steelers barely squeaking one out against the Bucs on Monday Night Football. After dominating, they just crumbled, and almost too much. They almost gave that one away. The Ravens convincingly winning over the Broncos on Sunday morning, and I think the Steelers have a little bit of momentum. I think they get this one. I think the Ravens come in and try their hardest, but I think the offense of the Steelers is going to be a little too much. The Ravens defense, for some reason, is not what they used to be. They look gassed like week in and week out. They have problems on their defensive line for sure. The Ravens defense is not very good, and I think the Steelers take advantage of that. And then on the opposite side, I think the Steelers give up some big plays, but I think they keep it intact, and I think they will win 27-23 over the Ravens. I think the Ravens make a game out of it there at the end, but I think the Steelers get it. The Ravens may even lead at the end, and then the Steelers come back, get a touchdown, go up 27 and win 27-23 over the Ravens. You heard it here first. Big Ben comes in with a minute 13, leads them down, scores with 20 seconds left. Joe Flacco has to throw up a couple of Marys, doesn't work out, and the Steelers win 27-23. Anyway, Monday Night Football, oof, man, the Chiefs are hot. The Broncos coming off their first loss against the Ravens, where they had some bad penalties. Lindsey, oof, got kicked out of the game for flailing his arms. The refs thought it was a punch. It was definitely not a punch. I thought that was very unfair. The refs actually, or the, not the refs, but the officiating, like the lead of officiating, actually confirmed that he should have not been ejected, which, you know, with the way reffing has been going this year, it's just not a good year all around for officiating, and I don't think that's necessarily officials' fault. I think it's the league putting the pressure on officials to make stupid calls, so I think that's a league issue, not really an officiating issue. Anyway, he got ejected. They lost because of penalties and the lack of his presence, in my opinion. That's one of the biggest factors. Anyway, the Chiefs are lightning hot, red hot, hot as a stove top that I touched when I was 3, even though I was told not to, and burned the shit out of my hand. That's how hot they are. That, I think it was two or three. Anyway, yeah, that's how hot they are. Patty Mahomes, out of his mind, 13 touchdowns, leading the league, and leading NFL history books in most touchdowns through 3 weeks. And I think there's no reason for me not to say that he's going to continue it on Monday Night Football. I think he does. I think he gets 4 touchdowns. He goes up to 17 on the year, and I think they win 34-14 over the Broncos. Alright guys, and that is going to be the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button as we scroll through the my picks. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you already haven't but have been watching my videos, hit that subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, hit that notification button, because apparently that's important, and comment anything down below, especially regarding my picks. What do you think about them? What would you pick differently? In fact, join my league. Link is in the description below to join my league and pick against me. See how good you can do instead of just telling me in the comments. We'll see how you can do against me in the actual league. Anyway, check out my Twitter as well. I'll be live tweeting this Sunday. Probably not tomorrow, but on Sunday I definitely will. Monday, probably at least a little bit. And that'll do it for us today. As always, I'm Buddy Strange. This is StrangeVoodooTV. I will see you in the next one. Keep it strange, people, and peace out.